Welcome to the Patty Show. My name is Patty Setiatti, and in this podcast, we'll explore the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity, and how they can lead you to your own personal paradise. We'll chat with inspiring guests, share practical tips, and dive into stories that will empower you to live your best life. Let's get the Patty Party started. Domo arigato. Welcome back, everybody, to the Patty Show. Woo! Oh, my studio audience. Oh, my goodness. Y'all getting a raise late. They're doing real good, studio audience now. Thank you, everybody, again, tuning in. Episode 13 today. Lucky number 13, double digits. It's wild. Positivity. Elevating your life. Yes, that's our episode today. Today we're exploring how positivity can help us elevate our lives and reach our full potential or our personal paradise. Before we go to our episode today, shout out to the last episode. Little recap. Hopefully the audio is working right now. Sorry about that last episode, y'all. But the content was beautiful. Shout out to my boy Jason Rilla Wolf Olvera. I believe that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, studio audience. We were talking about self-care, good vibes, talk about wrestling, Jersey Shore. I don't know if y'all watch Jersey Shore, but yeah, he loves Jersey Shore on his DS. Check out that episode. And I'm talking about glowing as well. Glow. I forgot what the quote it was exactly, but it was like, for you to glow, you need to grow, or something. Something along those lines. We might talk about it on this episode. But shout out to you, my boy Jason. Thanks for everything. Yeah, man, we're gonna have you on another episode, and I hope you recover quickly and you can do more suplexes and all that stuff. Yeah, arigato, all that stuff. And of course, episode 13. I'm not here alone today, y'all. You can feel the presence already on my right side. The studio audience today, like I said, he's getting a raise because this guy made of money. You see that? You see the outfit. Today, joining me is a positivity expert who has inspired me with his good energy and smooth dance moves, y'all. He takes pictures to the next level. And he welcomed me to LA with open arms and, always gave me support through everything. Give it up to my brother, Brendan Hurley. Come on, man.
Oh, my God.
My brother, I love you, man. Thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming today. Brendan, please, give me a little self-intro about yourself. Tell the audience about you, your background.
Sure.
Family, hobbies, and, of course, how we met.
Okay, cool. Okay, so, hi, guys. I'm Brendan. I'm from New York, so East Coast.
East Coast, baby. East Coast.
And I moved out to LA about 2 years ago.
2 years, really, bro?
2 years, yeah. I know. It's really very surreal. It's very surreal. What
year is it right now? Is it 20? It's not 25 yet, right?
It's not 25 yet, bro. I thought we're really close now, though. Yeah. So in about it's kind of like 2 months. Okay. But in 2 months, I'll have been out here for 2 full years.
Oh my goodness!
Which is really crazy.
That's insane, bro. I thought you were here for 50 years. To be honest, at this point, he knows it all. Yeah. He knows it all. He's a local at this point.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. Which, funnily enough, I feel like locals out here are really hard to find.
Oh yeah.
Everyone out here is a transplant in LA.
I was about to say that everyone's like, oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Cincinnati. Yeah. Or I'm from Chicago. Or from other countries, to be honest. Yeah. Everyone's just from all over, which is really awesome. I love about that, about LA, honestly.
Yeah, and I was going to say, too, it's funny because I think that, with that being said, I'm gravitating more towards people that are from the East Coast somehow a lot of the time. And not to say anything about LA people. I think I have a few friends that are locals here that are amazing. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, I think that when I moved out here, I just kind of immediately became friends with people and then found out later that they were all from the East Coast.
That's always funny, right? You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The vibe, I guess it's like a magnetic spectrum. You're like, I can tell it's East Coast vibe. Because the East Coast vibe, I don't know how to explain it, but if you know, you know.
That's true.
We got Patty Show's going to be on the East Coast again soon. Check us out over there in mid-December.
That's right.
I know, come back. It's going to be a fun time. But,
are you going to do an episode out there?
Oh, of course. Bro, we're going to do a lot of episodes. He's teasing it all, y'all.
Sorry, guys.
Spoiler. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time, man. But yeah, man, so your family also, you have some family here, right?
I do, yeah. So so when I first moved out here, I was kind of just moving out totally by myself. Mm-hmm. I didn't know anyone. And it was very scary to do that and to be kind of away from my family. But I was lucky that after about I don't know how many months it was, but I moved out here in the beginning of 2023.
Yes. Okay.
Right? Yeah, 2023. Yeah, it was the year after I graduated from college, and so like a little bit later on into that year, my sister moved out here.
Hey, shout out to your sister. Yeah, Shannon. She gonna be on the podcast soon.
Yes,
we gotta get her. Yes,
that's
man.
Right. She's the best. I'm
talented,
very
bro.
lucky to have her out here, and like it was nice to be able to kind of do something for Thanksgiving with her and be kind of here while like our parents are back on like the East Coast.
Definitely.
It was, and you know, we did the same thing last year too. So it's really nice to have her out here.
Yeah, she's the best, y'all. Artist also.
So
what's her artist name?
It's Shannon M. Hurley.
Exactly. There you go.
Shannon M. Hurley.
Exactly. She's the best. If you listen
you're
to
welcome,
music,
Shan.
That plug. She's gonna be on the show soon. I'm telling you, the music, insane, super catchy too. Like, well, first of all, the family over there, y'all super talented. Everything y'all do. This is my quick little flower section right here, man. This brother right here, he does it all. A little bit of dancing, a little bit of photography. Also, like, you know, some of my headshots are from this man right here. So I'd like to thank you for that again, bro. Like, those headshots, amazing. It actually helped me get onto that game show, actually, bro. I sent those pictures for the whole.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I kind of explained. Yeah, bro, it's crazy because I explained the whole process on the last episode. But basically, it was like a Craigslist posting, and I applied for one thing, but they wanted headshots, and I used definitely a lot of your pictures. And
bro, and that was so cool. That was such a surprise too to see that. I was like so genuinely excited to see that.
I felt the love right there, bro, because it was
amazing.
It was weird because I did it, I think April or March, something. It was a while back, so that's crazy. That's like 6-7 months ago. But I did NDA, so I didn't tell anybody really, to be honest with you.
Those nasty little NDAs.
I know, bro. I don't know how.
Can't get away with anything out here.
I couldn't even keep it in because I'm like, oh my god, this is too exciting. Yeah. But bro, shout out to you, all those headshots.
Oh my god.
If you guys ever see any of those headshots, also from him.
Hey, love.
Hey y'all, he's really good at taking those pictures. But also the little bit of dancing. That's one of his hobbies.
Oh yes, that's true.
Damn,
that's true.
Walk me through that dancing thing, man.
Well, so I grew up like kind of just like being surrounded by people that like kind of like my neighbor, like she was like kind of like a dancer in school and everything, and like that's kind of like what she did. And then like when I got into college, I was sort of getting more interested in like different kind of like styles of dance and kind of just like you know, learning more about them. And then I watched a video from Sean Liu. Sean Liu. So Sean Liu is. Oh god, I just grabbed the mic.
It's all good. Safe. We're safe.
I just Sean Liu is like, he's like a really like well-known dancer, like sort of like a dance like influencer.
Oh, gotcha.
Him and like sort of like Casey Rice were kind of like really popular and did a lot of dances like together. A lot of like kind of like videos with like Kyle Hanagami and like Matt Stefanina. Like
I know the Matt guy.
Yeah. So they were kind of like, they did a lot of like kind of like videos like on their end, and then they were making their own stuff. And they're just super, super talented. And I was a really big fan, and still am, of the band AJR. And so, and
what kind of music is that?
Oh, that's a great question. It's sort of hard to like explain. I feel like it's very like beats and instrumental based, and it's very like kind of like explosive like songs where it's just like very high energy.
You also shout out to another flower set. Your music taste is really good.
Oh, thank you.
Your playlist, bro. Like he has phenomenal taste. I can't describe it either, to be honest, because it's just like so unique. But also has like that vibe. Like remember, also we saw that band with my other brother Julian and Arnold. At the was it Troubadour?
Oh, Fly by Midnight.
Oh yeah, is that? Yeah. Shout out to them. That was
Fly by Midnight. They were my top artists last year.
Real, bro, they're so good. Shout out to them. Maybe we get them on the show. They're so for real.
The Justins.
Yeah, bro, their talent is crazy.
I know.
And in that venue was so perfect because it wasn't too small, like not super tight where it's like, oh my god, we're sardines. We had enough space, but it was like compact enough that you could feel the vibe and the energy. People singing, people dancing. It was just such a free flowing thing, like music, bro. Art is just beautiful, man.
It is. If you're in LA, definitely check out like something at the Troubadour. I also recently went to see Alec Benjamin at the Hollywood Palladium with his brother.
Yeah, he's gonna be there soon.
With Arn. Oh my god, like that show was so great. Like first of all, it was amazing, and like the opener was Matt Hansen, and he like he was one of those people where like he was singing and like I knew that I recognized his voice, but I couldn't tell until he sang his like main song. But super, super talented. But that venue, the Palladium, was so nice because it was like it's like a big space, and it's sort of like kind of like a half circle, but it's really, really cool.
Bro, speaking of venues, now I'm remembering we went to that other one. Noted, remember?
Yes, Noted.
Bro, shout out to Lucario, Ali, and everybody.
That's right.
Who else? Aragi was there.
Lucario,
Ali.
Yeah, Lucario. Oh, who else was there? Rocky was there, right?
Yeah, Rocky. It was the whole crew.
Jesse. Oh, and oh God, it's fine. You'll see that my memory is truly horrendous.
Don't worry, at least he's here. He had enough memory to come over here, guys. So shout out to you, bro.
That's true. We're lucky.
Yeah, that was fun, bro. I know it was a good vibe of the venue too. Like they were crazy talented, like playing a little guitar, little like keyboard.
Yeah, and they brought out a few people too. From what I remember.
Also, I didn't know that's how you pronounce it. It's like N-O-T-D. I thought it was N-O-T-D,
Me too.
like the letters, but it's noted, I guess.
Noted.
And they're like Swedish or something.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Can't remember. But the music is like, what song was it? It's like, and he got so close.
Hey, copyright.
Oh yeah, I need to do it a pitch higher so it doesn't get copyrighted. Yeah, I can't, bro. What? One day. We're not talking about singing. We're talking about dancing. We're talking about dancing again.
I forgot how we got there.
Yes, I forgot how we got there. Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I kind of wanted to just bring up how we met initially.
Please, yes.
Because
walk me through it.
Because you were a big part in me actually going to like my first dance class out here. I know we were in the middle of that story, but sorry. I'm all over the place.
No worries.
Let me just wrap that up real quick. So Sean Liu had basically done like a dance to Week by AJR, which was like my favorite like song by them at the time. And so like being able to actually like see that performance it just sparked that interest in me to like want to like to try like doing a dance class like that. And I just never really had that opportunity until I was out here in LA. But real quick though. So we first met at Spring Awakening, right?
Yes.
So my roommate was in. He was playing the lead of Spring Awakening at East West Players here in LA.
Amazing production, amazing. Shout out to everyone there.
Yeah, it was a great show. And so so we met that night, and also I think that you and Arnold possibly met my sister on the same night.
Yeah. She was there. Absolutely.
And I just wanted to make a real quick shout out about Patty too, because when we first met, the first thing that I said to my sister was, I feel like I've known him my whole life. Right. And it was the same thing when I met Arnold too. Like I just like you, like if you guys don't know Patty personally, he is like the most welcoming person that you'll ever find. And like truly, I remember like just leaving that night and being like, I am so happy that I met him.
Bro, I appreciate you.
Like for real, bro.
Like
it was truly beautiful. Like something where I was like, I literally looked to Shannon. I was like, I doesn't it feel like you've known him for forever? And we both were like, yes, absolutely.
Shout out to both y'all, man.
And it was the first night that we met. So
you gave the same energy, bro. It's easy for me to reciprocate that energy if someone gives it back, if that makes sense. You know, because your legitimate positive energy, bro. It's just like. It's like reflects like that, you know, because I can do that with a lot of people, but you made it so effortless, bro, and that's why like the next time we met that we were hanging out was, what was it for? Did we go out that time?
Yes. So there's a lot of different like cool clubs out here in LA too.
Very unique.
One of them. The top part of that bar is like break room something. There's a break room something. It's a break room number like 86 or 60 or whatever. But attached to it is like this nightclub, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh man!
And so
before shout out to him because this guy, right? So Arnold, I think already left to China that time, I think, or something like that.
Or to Indonesia.
So something like he was like traveling around that time when I first moved, and I was literally alone, bro, basically. You know? And he took me like I was his like literally family, and then I was like, you sure, bro? You gonna pick me up? He's like, yeah. Bro drove for I don't know how long, almost an hour probably, because we were like near the Culver City area. Shout out to him with all the homies in the back. Shout out to him. We're gonna have to get y'all on the podcast, everybody.
That's right.
But I know that's gonna be a funny, maybe a joint episode. The whole crew, the whole crew. But bro, we went to this. First of all, I come in. Yeah. I see the entrance is like an ATM. And the entrance to the place is ATM, and I'm like. Okay, am I gonna get kidnapped? I felt safe because like I trust my brother. He's my good friend. But I'm like, damn, I just got to Hollywood, and I'm like, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna die. Like,
oh my god,
there we go.
Yes, it's true. But because so both of those places, the break room and Kiki BB, as I call it, you know, no one calls that out here.
Sounds like Korean barbecue.
But both of those places are sort of like speakeasies, in a way, like where they're kind of like when you go into them, it's like you have to kind of like it's an interesting kind of path. I won't spoil it for anyone if you haven't been there.
I recommend it, especially that first time. I was kind of like, whoa, what? And then like the music was like disco theme or something like that.
Yes,
the pictures were super nice.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really really fun place, and they got like a light up like floor, like a dance floor.
I remember that. And then you remember there was people dancing to performing.
Yes.
On the roller stage.
Yes.
Woo, man! Shout out to them.
Yeah, like the Michael Jackson impersonator, I think, came out.
That was insane, bro.
It was really
the
cool.
Talent. Oh my god, we had some good pictures there too.
Yeah,
that was a fun time.
It's so fun,
bro. That was like a year ago when I think about like mid-December, maybe. Like,
dude, that's so crazy.
Time really does
so crazy
fly by. We had a lot of fun, and we're still having a lot of fun. That's why he's still dancing. He actually, oh my god.
Yeah, that's right.
He's also the reason I danced, y'all. One day I'll release the tapes. I didn't do that good, bro. I was too tired.
I was so bad. When I took that class, it was very clear that it was my first class. But shout out to Anthony Martinez, who's the teacher for that class. It's a beginner's choreo class, and he just creates and fosters the most supportive and inclusive environment. Everyone is there to sort of cheer each other on and support each other, and it's just such a nice place to be able to kind of explore dance and just be able to kind of learn from someone who's so talented.
Yeah, and I mean, I only did one. He did so many. How many have you done now?
I've been going relatively consistently, probably for about 7 to 8 months.
Yeah, no, definitely, because I see you there almost every week, and it's you've probably taken how many classes now at this point? 40?
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
I've only done one, and I got it was my butt kicked.
You still look really good though. I think, and you're a very natural dancer. For me, it takes a little bit more work. I think.
I'll pay you later after the show, bro. I got you, right?
But I love going. It's something I look forward to.
Yeah, he was also super welcoming, and it felt like a good therapy session too, because he always had those words of encouragement, talking about how don't worry about anybody else. Just focus on yourself. Enjoy the moment. And that's what it's all about, honestly. Because, life, everything's so fleeting. It's crazy how I met you a year ago. Think about it. It's around a year ago, I think we first met. And it's time flew by. It's I can't believe 2025. Oh, my goodness. It's right. Yeah, I know. Right around the corner.
That means that I'm turning 25, too. And that kind of scares me.
25,
time is going by really fast, and it's crazy how quickly time goes by, especially when you're out of college.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
And it's even just out of high school and stuff too. It's things just really start picking up, but that kind of makes you value and appreciate the smaller moments more.
Absolutely. And I like the little memories, and even pictures too. I look at some of the pictures that we've taken the past year, and how wholesome it was. You guys doing the Squid Game stuff too.
Yes. For y'all for my God! Shout out. That
was insane. Yeah.
That was because Patty came out to LA and he said, "I'm gonna do everything."
I had to make money. I had to do everything, guys.
Literally every possible imaginable job out there you crushed, and
Thanks,
the Squid Games one was just so fun.
It was
so cool. I'm so glad, and we also caught it just at the end.
Oh, perfect.
It was literally right as it was about to to close. I think.
Yeah. And it was a couple weeks after that they started closing down. But I'm glad y'all enjoyed the experience.
It was so fun.
I know.
I wish I could have done that again. It was just it was such a good time.
Yeah, and the person I was working with, she was also on the show. Sam, shout out to you.
Yes, I watched your episode. Yeah, fantastic.
She loved y'all energy. It was just goofy, bro. Because one of those things is it's like an escape room. I kind of explained it on the other episodes, but it's just an escape room. People are trying to solve different puzzles, have a good laugh. But it's always fun when the people that are participating are also there for a good time.
Yes, absolutely.
And all y'all, of course, biased because y'all are my homies, my family. You guys made it so effortless, and I'm glad that I sticked out for that whole thing, because it was almost an hour. We were just playing around.
Yes.
Yeah, we were there for a while.
And then our friend Ethan won.
Shout out to him, my boy.
Yeah, he did really well. And he deserved it. He was also the tallest one there by a mile.
So that's why. But also, you'd be surprised though, because I've seen a lot of people. Because now I'm thinking back, that's almost a year ago. But I've had a lot of people.
Wait, that was almost a year ago.
Yeah, bro. Because I started in January.
Wild.
Yeah. It flew by. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy.
Wow,
it's just insane. But the people that won that, bro. Actually, there was a lot of short people that won.
Oh, okay.
There was this little girl, bro, that won 13, 12. I'm I don't know how they went in the.
I think he had an advantage in that last challenge because he was able to just reach up.
I know that one is a tough one because it's if you all don't know, it's called egg and spoon. But basically, there's a egg and a spoon. The egg is on the spoon.
It's really that simple.
It's really that simple. You just have to knock it off with any means necessary without obviously pushing anybody. You can touch the egg, touch the spoon.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you're taller, you can do like this. But
yeah.
there's like so many different tactics because I've watched it so many times, bro. But if you ever want to be, this is like too late now because the game, I think they have in New York actually now. They made the new pop-up
cool.
one. But
nice.
If you ever want to play it again, bro, and don't win it again, if you're facing a taller person, just make sure you stay in the middle of that circle and just camp, bro, because their arm is gonna get tired. There's no way. There's no way, you know, unless they just.
You guys hear that? That's
top-notch
advice.
That's on the page. Now stop playing to the Patty Show. You know, you got to follow us on Instagram at Patty Show Podcast.
Ooh, yes,
our website, pattyshow.podbean.com, and I have my own personal website now, bro.
Whoa,
yes, PattySetiati.com. If you're looking for a podcast, if you're looking for fitness stuff, because I'm also a personal trainer.
Hello.
/fitness and train with me, all that good stuff. Where can we find you?
Look at this guy.
Oh, I'm trying. He's hiding out too much.
Sorry.
Where can we find you on Instagram and TikTok? Yeah. I know you be dancing and all that stuff.
Oh, bro. That's right. Yeah, I've started posting on TikTok more recently.
I love it, bro. I love that you're doing it. You had a taste test thing or something?
I did. Yeah. I've made 2. Go check them out, please, because like the like ratio on there is not very good.
We'll get it up. We'll bump it up. What's the usernames, bro? By the way.
Sure. It's so it's at it's Brendan Hurley. So it's at and then ITS. BRENDE. No, that's wrong. I'm sorry.
Let's do it.
I got tripped up there. So it's at it's Brendan Hurley, ITS BRENDANHURLEY, and that's on TikTok and Instagram.
Perfect. We're gonna find him. And it's gonna be a fun time over there.
Yes.
He does a little bit of everything. Entertainer at heart as well.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what we're talking about. That's why we talk about positivity here, because there's so much positive energy.
Yeah.
And we haven't even talked about our first talking point.
Oh my god!
I told you, man. So
we gotta get started.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
Don't worry, no rush. All right. Talking point number 1, y'all. The power of intention. All right. So my first question to kick off the episode a little bit is, what is the power of intention, and how can it help us achieve our goals? You know, I think about intention of, like, for example, when you were intentionally, see, pun intended, trying to do the dance because you were inspired by all these people, but you were a little scared because doing something new, and especially when it comes to any form of entertainment. I mean, even the podcast, bro, I love this, but it took me a while to make the podcast. It's only 13 episodes in, so I started like 2 months ago, so it's still a baby. Having that intention to want to pursue it, it's such a powerful power that not everyone wants to take advantage of. But to repeat the question is, what is the power of intention in your words, and how can it help us achieve our goals, whatever that may be?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think being intentional about like what you're doing is obviously like something that's really important. I think that in relation to like the dancing too, I think that like that sort of like fear that was in my mind, I think was like ended up being like a really strong motivator for me. And I think that like I was always like wanting to be able to do something like that. And I think that like being able to kind of like be intentional in like asking about it, telling people about it, like telling people that like I've always actually like been interested in trying to dance. Like I think that like I was having a conversation with Arnold and with Yassi, and I remember like her saying that I work over at Roots and everything. And I think that like when you put your actual like your thoughts and your goals out there in the world,
absolutely,
I think that like that can help to sort of manifest them.
Bro, that's beautiful. Like you because it's one thing to think about whatever that thing is that you want to do, but once you start speaking it into literal existence, bro, it's
absolutely
you never know who's gonna hear it, first of all. And if it's people that care about you, which a lot of people, I mean, who couldn't care about this man, right? Look at that flannel, look at that style right there. It just bounces off that energy, you know, like for example, when I was talking about my podcast, you would be another one to support, like, you got it. And that sometimes you need that external, support and positivity, because there's so much negativity with like work and everything that happens with our lives. So having our circle of people that are winners and that are supportive of us for anything that we do, whether it's crazy, like I've never fully did a dance class, and I'm glad that you also pushed me to do the dancing, bro. It was super fun, bro. Me, Arnold, we were tired, bro. I mean, it was a workout, but I work out, bro.
It was.
My heart was racing. I'm like, goodness, you gotta see the video. Well, we'll release the video soon.
Well,
maybe we'll clip out some of the parts.
It didn't look great for me either.
No, he looked amazing with that one. But bro, it was just, I love that you had that power to be like intentional and intentionally wanted to try it. And now the fact that you've been doing, like you said, like maybe like 40 classes or something, like I don't even know, maybe even more.
Yeah.
it's such an inspiring thing, bro. And
Thank you.
it's a reason also why I made this podcast, because like people like you, man,
absolutely.
you inspire me to just keep doing it. Because
I love that.
Honestly, bro, if you mess up, so be it. Whatever. At least you're doing it with fun and you're having a good time about it, passion, especially with entertainment. It's like, it doesn't matter if 1 million people hate it. If you love it, man, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. That's all that really matters, bro, when I think about it. Because now I'm just thinking about, you always supported me. It's another flower segment, y'all.
Yeah. Oh,
there's a lot of flowers to get. I haven't seen them in a while.
Ditto.
But you know how you mentioned like I did so many random jobs. You remember that time I was a nightclub promoter, bro?
Yes, I do. Of course, I do.
Bro, that was, first of all, the randomest thing I've probably done in my life.
That was an interesting night that we had.
Shout out to all the homies over there. First of all, this guy doesn't even drink like that, so the fact that he came out to a nightclub in Hollywood, that shows the love and support. So thank you again, man, your sister, to everybody that showed up. I love y'all. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more.
Always. I mean, it was such a great time.
It was such a fun time, bro. Like, they just got bottles and there was a lot of smoke everywhere. And we were just dancing and
there was so much
so much smoke.
There was a lot going on.
It was a lot going on, but it was fun, man. Just to connect with y'all and just have a good laugh. And it was definitely random. One of my highlights of the time here. Yeah.
I was gonna say too. I think that like another thing that I thought of for like just like being intentional. So when I was like younger too, like especially like when I was like in high school, like kind of towards the end, I like kind of had a feeling like inside of me that I wanted to work in like film and entertainment, like, and I knew that like that was something that I wanted to work towards. And so I think that like for me, even though my school, like I went to Binghamton University, which was like a school in upstate New York. It was a great school. I have like some of my like truly like closest and best friends like that I made from my time there. Shout out to Taylor, Richard, and Julia. Two of them are actually, Richard and Julia are getting married next year.
Congrats to y'all.
Big congrats.
Wow.
And very excited for the wedding.
It's gonna be fun.
It's very crazy to me. But
I know all our like friends getting married. I'm going to a wedding in January. It's just like weird. You're like, oh my gosh, we're getting older. Like, it's just time flying by. But shout out to everyone that's getting married. Love,
congratulations to all of you.
Yeah, for real. One day we'll find our. It's one day. Maybe you're out there. Someday. Maybe you're watching right now. Hey. You know, our Instagrams. You know where to find us, y'all.
Okay, so but my school, like, even though like I loved it so much, it wasn't really it wasn't meant like for people that were interested in like in film necessarily. It was much more of like a like experimental like cinema sort of like vibe, like it was all like abstract and like more theoretical instead of practical filmmaking. But you know, I still wanted to make the most out of like my time there too. And so like that, like when I was there, I got my first like internship with HBO Max at the time. And it was so surreal for me because it made me realize that like that working in entertainment, working in film was actually like a sustainable career.
And it's a possibility.
Yeah, and it was a possibility because I think that was something that I just wasn't aware of. Like when I was younger, I was like, you know, I thought the only jobs in Hollywood were the ones that were just like on the ground, like in production, which I'm interested in too. But I kind of thought that like that might be it.
Yeah.
And so when I got a job on like the corporate side, like within the studio system, I was like, wow, like this is actually something that like is like possible and like achievable, you know? And yes, my LinkedIn very much helped me in that getting that.
What's your LinkedIn again? Plug that LinkedIn real quick.
Oh, I think I don't know. Actually, can you look it up like that?
I think it's just your last name. Yeah. Brendan Hurley, y'all.
You can find me on there. You can
connect on LinkedIn, y'all. You never know.
Connection request.
Please
I have a lot of connection requests on there that I.
Oh yeah, me too, man. Sorry, y'all. One day we'll catch up to it.
We'll get there.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
But yeah. And so I ended up studying graphic design in college. Which was really great because it gave me like a sort of creative foundation. And it was something that really helped me to kind of just, you know, have that like that background of like thinking about things in a different way. And my mom studied graphic design too. So she was very happy with, shout out to mom. Very happy with that. Yeah, and so that was a really that was a really great experience being able to do that. And then I had my like last internship in college with Focus Features.
Okay.
And then and then after I graduated in April of 2022, I had been applying to jobs, like maybe like 5 to 10 jobs, like almost every single day for about like almost a year. and then like it wasn't until December, like the end of December, that I got like an offer for Universal.
Wow.
And so just so you know, like if you're really passionate about like film and TV or being in that space, it is possible. You just need patience. And
it's another P word right there. Patience, positivity,
because,
passion. All of that.
Exactly. Because it really does like take it takes time. It does. But I think that like if you have that intent, and if you're intentional about like the moves that you're making, the people that you're meeting, and like the what you're choosing to do, especially like when you have like the free time, it's like it can work out for absolutely anyone. And I think that like if that's something that you're passionate about, because entertainment is a tough space to break into,
definitely.
As as we both know. But if that's something that you're really passionate about, then I think that like it's just don't give up.
I love it. The persistence, another P. And I think that's really important to point out, bro, that intention when you're like, after, let's say, it's tough, because, we have to work multiple jobs and then you only have, let's say, 30 minutes to have time for yourself. Sometimes you have to do some extra work, to get those extra things. I mean, even for the podcast, for example, that's why I started a little bit later, because there wasn't a lot of time. But now slowly, everything's aligning more, so I have more time where, like, even though I'm tired, I'm like, man, I got a new episode coming. I know my boy Brendan's coming, so I have to look all nice and spiffy. You know what I'm saying? Because shout out to my boy Cody. He's over there. He made it a little messy, but it's okay.
There's also, today was my first day meeting Cody, and I am very impressed. Cody's amazing.
He's a cutie. He loved Brendan so much. He was like, play with me. After my man, he's chilling over there. He's he's
gonna get some pets later.
I know, definitely. One day he'll be on the Patreon. I'll have an interview with Cody.
Yes.
he gave me the idea, so I'll give you the copyright on all that stuff.
Please.
The Patreon.
Oh, the Patreon.
We're working on it, guys.
We'll workshop it.
We'll workshop it. We're working on it. Shout out to UCB. I gotta get out of the class with them eventually.
Oh, true. I have to do that. I haven't taken any improv classes yet.
I recommend. Or Groundlings too. I did the audition over there. It was fun, man.
Yeah, they kind of intimidate me a little bit, but
it's
I
scary.
think it'll be fun.
It's scary. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like any type of audition or like with a job interview, any type of that, like where you have to. I was gonna speak in Indonesian because he's my brother at this point.
Yeah, that's right. And I would definitely understand.
Yeah. Google Translate. Menilai, like, they like kind of score you or judge you for anything. It's so nerve-wracking, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, oh my goodness.
Interviews are stressful, and I mean, and yes, any type of audition as well.
Yeah, any of that, like, they're like, okay, we're gonna watch what you do and see how you perform, and you're like, oh great. If you weren't watching, I'd be killing it. But the second you put your eyes on me, I'm like, man, everything's out the window. Like, literally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's true. Yeah. I mean, I think that like it was funny because in that time of interviewing so much, I felt like it kind of almost became second nature to me. I think that now, like after like since I was at like Universal for like about 2 years, I think that like that being there sort of like took away my interview abilities, because I think that the longer that you don't do something, like the harder it becomes to kind of like get back into it. But I do think that like it can kind of come back to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely, I was interviewing like for a lot of different roles, and like I was getting rejected from every single one of them. And eventually that starts to like weigh down on you.
Yeah, bro, it's the mentality, man. It's hard to say, hey, man, tell me about it. It's hard to stay positive because you're like, man, I need to make some money.
Yeah, absolutely.
LA not cheap.
And I think that's also like, that's when your ability to kind of like still maintain that positivity and that optimism really comes through, because it like, it kind of forces you to like think about the fact that like, okay, like, well, if I didn't get this job, like there must be a reason for it. And like, and kind of like, I think being able to flip something and see the positive of a situation is just it's such a great skill to have, and it can take a while, I feel like, to be able to get to that point where you can do that. But it's something that I try to practice like whenever I can, of like always trying to see the positive in a situation and not always kind of like just take like all of the negative energy, because eventually you burn out.
Absolutely. And I love that you said it is a skill, because it is something that you can hone, sharpen, and also that can fade away, because like there's and now I think about it, like there's some points in my life where I was like super positive on everything. Right now I'm more like upbeat, everything, because everything's good now and all that stuff, whatever. But there's definitely moments where I felt like that skill of being positive wasn't activated as much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes it takes external factors like some friends and some family that like remind you like, hey man, we've been through worse, even though life goes up and down, all that stuff. Sometimes you just need that reminder from someone that you care about and that cares about you genuinely.
Yeah.
So it's always nice. Shout out if anybody that's supporting you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk to them, like whether even if it's far away, like I like calling some of my friends just on the phone randomly, just like, hey, hope you're doing well, and little stuff like that, or just checking up even through a quick text, because Thanksgiving was last
yesterday.
couple days ago. Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I forgot, because this episode's coming about December or something like that.
Sorry to break the flow.
Yeah.
But
spoiler, movie magic.
That's right. But but that was actually, I was going to say that too, because it was Thanksgiving. Like I think that like it is such a great time to be able to just like to kind of practice that. Like,
yeah,
just
man.
Be able to, especially like around the holidays too. I think because the holidays can be like a really difficult time for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And I do think that like, it's so great to have like a support system like that, of people that like that care about you, and we can speak to you that like that we care about you, whoever you are out there, like, and
absolutely.
hope that you're having like a good holiday season. But I think that like it's always good to be able to appreciate like those people that are in your life that are always cheering you on.
Absolutely. I think that's a great thing to point out, bro, because like unfortunately not everybody has a support system, so while you still have it, give your love to them, because you also, like, life is crazy, you never know what's going to happen in the future, and
absolutely,
so just be grateful, and then send all blessings to people that don't have that. We support you. Love that little video that you gave for Thanksgiving, man, supporting everybody, giving your love, because the holiday season is also like, it's a double-edged sword. Like, there's those holidays where you have all your family and friends and all around, and then there's some where it's like more lonely, and it's like it's tough, especially mentally, when you're like dealing with so much other stuff. So man, therapy is very important.
Therapy is so important. Absolutely.
Having a lot of people that support you is very important. So be positive and enjoy your best life. You know what I'm saying? Be intentional.
I love that. Oh, hey.
See, there you go. Intentional. See?
Oh my God. We always bring it back.
I know. We always bring it back. We always bring it back, y'all. I guess to follow up about the intentional stuff, man. How can we set and achieve different intentions in our lives? Like you were talking about how, like, being intentional with dance and whatnot, but anything else? You also write. This guy does it all. I'm telling you.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
So we gotta
you're
talk
too
about
kind. I mean, I think as far as like kind of, I think what I like to do is I like to kind of set goals. Like I think that I try to and I try to write down my goals too.
Ooh, okay.
I think that's something that's like really important to do.
Like physically, or do you put it on your phone, or
like kind of I have. It's funny. Well, I just have a ton of notes of things that are like similar to that. But I think that like I saw somewhere too. I feel like it was like a video or something, or maybe I read it somewhere. But if you write down like what your goals are, and you put them like maybe even like on a Post-it or something, and then you put that like on your laptop or like your monitor or somewhere that that you're going to be seeing it every day. And then if you kind of start speaking, like we talked about before, like if you start speaking things into existence, I think that like you can manifest your own sort of future. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to use the word manifest too much, but
he's a guru. Actually, his part-time job.
I do think that it is true though. I mean, I think that like that was like it's a testament also, like I think the fact that I was even able to move out here.
Absolutely, man. 2 years, bro. Come on now. You gotta be proud of yourself. Not everyone can, bro. Like people usually move out after 6 months. Because it's hard out here. LA is
it can be really difficult.
It's expensive. That's the one thing. That's already one thing.
It's very expensive. Although it's funny because like I'm also from New York, so it's like it's kind of the city is the expense. It follows me wherever I go. But I was very lucky to have like my parents like. And like my sister, of course, too. But like, and my friends back home like really support me in coming out here, which was really nice. But I think that like, but speaking on like being intentional and manifesting sort of your future, I think that like I was so passionate about film and about like working in the field that like I just like no matter what, I was like, I will be out here at some point in my life.
Nothing's gonna stop me.
And I was exactly. And like I think that really helped me a lot to sort of like to be able to make the right connections with people and like and kind of make like the right like friends where I felt like people were genuinely excited for me and like and were like supporting me along the way. So I think that like it was very very surreal like to have been able to move out here like at a young age and like to be able to kind of like experience like life out here. It's because although it is really tricky sometimes, and I think that like LA can be a very lonely city, if you meet like the right people and like you're with like the right like circle of friends, it's like you can be anywhere.
Absolutely. You switch from a survival mode to more abundant
Abundance.
Abundance. That's another key word.
Speaking
of which, our next talking point, man. Look at that. Perfect. Embracing abundance. Yeah, abundance. Just think about, if y'all don't know what abundance is, just think of not just one stick, but a million sticks. So it's just the wholesomeness and having a lot of people and feeling abundant is a superpower in itself, honestly. We've talked about it before, but surviving is one thing where we talk about money a lot. It's important. Unfortunately, it is. You gotta pay rent. Please pay rent, y'all, and do your thing.
Yeah, don't be my sister's old roommate.
Yeah, that's the T. We're gonna have to talk about that eventually.
Don't owe $15,000.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh my goodness, that's definitely no abundance. Unfortunately, hope they're doing okay. But yeah, so my first question about abundance for this talking point is, what is an abundance mindset to you, and how can it benefit our lives?
Yeah, so I think that as far as the mindset goes, I think that it kind of relates a lot to kind of seeing that there's a lot of resources and people that are out there that can actually help you. I think which is it contrasts with the scarcity mindset.
Yeah, there we go. Scarcity. Oh, my fault. My fault.
Listen, but I think that it's definitely a really positive thing to be able to look at sort of the world around you and be able to see that it's ripe of opportunity.
Yeah, that's a great word to point out, bro. Instead of you thinking oh my God, there's only one way to do this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you were saying with everything just being open.
Yes.
And that's the abundance mindset.
Yes, and again, I'm going to tie it back to just entertainment again real quick, is that there is no one right way to get into entertainment.
Say that again, man.
Any industry, really. Well, maybe some of them are a little bit more direct.
If you're a doctor or surgeon, maybe please stay in school, doctors. Okay,
please. I don't really want you to operate on me if you're
please.
If you've found another way to get in. But I
don't imagine. He's like, I got schooled from who? McDonald's. All right.
It's okay, well,
maybe not.
But I think that but with entertainment though, I think that everyone that I've talked to has gotten into it in a different way. I think that it's really cool.
True.
The way that you can, sometimes it's your family members, sometimes it's people that maybe you PA for something, and it's just you're oh wow, this is really cool. Or on my side, I kind of worked on the corporate, on the studio side, and then now I'm kind of trying to explore more beyond that, and what else is in the industry too. But I think that it's just there's no one right way for something, and I think that there is opportunity everywhere, especially if you have that that passion for something.
Absolutely. And I think with the abundance comes with being plentiful. Another P. I swear there's so many P's in this show. But not right? For real, there's a lot of P's right there.
A lot of P's.
But being plentiful is it's a power. It's a power in itself, because now you're not limited to okay, I only can be a dancer.
Right.
I only can be a writer. This guy does it all. So the fact that you can do all of these things, it's beautiful, man. That's why having that abundance mindset, and it's hard, especially because where I'm from in Bridgeport, bro, it's more of a smaller town, and a lot of people have that scarcity mindset where it's oh yeah, I'm just gonna work my office job, which no offense to people office jobs or working at Home Depot or whatever, doing that one thing, but being in a place like LA, it's inspiring, bro. Seeing people
yes.
It's that is crazy.
That creative energy of coming out here was a huge plus for me, because I felt I wasn't sure what to expect, and it can be lonely sometimes, because just everything is so far away from each other.
Absolutely,
in LA.
Yeah. Driving and traffic. Oh my god.
Yes, you do have to get used to driving, but I agree. It's when you're out and you're with your friends and everything, it's people are drawn to be in LA for that creative spirit, which I really, really love.
I know, and I love that people are doing so many different side stuff and side gigs. I've been doing so many of these random gigs, bro. I mean, someone from when I was refereeing at Dodgeball, they're oh, actually I make music. I'm a producer. Yeah. And I'm
I know,
that's so sick.
It's always so surprising too. It's but I feel everyone out here is a multi-hyphenate.
Oh,
in
absolutely.
Some way.
And you can never tell. That's the thing too.
No, you can't.
Bro, you literally couldn't tell. I'm it's I do this. I'm also a wrestler. I'm bro, what?
Yeah. I got something to tell you. I'm a wrestler too.
I would believe it. He just does a backflip out of nowhere. Really just flips out of nowhere.
I was gonna say too, I feel I lately I've felt more of like a jack of all trades and a master of none. I think that that's something that like I have no skill that I'm a master at, but like I love like photography, I love playing guitar,
You're
love
skillful
like,
at
dancing and writing.
photography, bro. You're insane, bro. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Guys, check out my headshots and everything. I
sweet.
swear, this guy's legit.
That's very sweet.
And your guitar, bro. I didn't know you could play that good, man.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. No,
Man.
I mean, I'm definitely learning a lot of. I mean, I'm sort of like self-teaching and all of this stuff. And
He's
like,
humble, guys.
But I have so many friends that are so talented though, and like in so many different like hobbies that it's just like it's fun to be able to meet have that abundance of people around you that are so talented in so many different areas.
It's beautiful,
and it's
bro.
inspiring. It really is.
And like the days you feel like so slumped and you're like tired, you're like, damn, this guy. I know somebody's doing something, and it's a good like competitive nature where it's like, oh, okay, I guess I gotta pick it up. You know, it's like it's a really positive one. Where it's not like the toxic where it's like, oh, I have to do it. You know, it's the inspiration comes, and then now you're doing stuff out of inspiration instead of like desperation.
Totally,
thing, you know.
Totally.
And I only know that from this book that I'm reading that I still haven't finished it.
Ooh, which one?
Arnold, let me read. I forgot the name of it, but it's basically talking about. No, it's something about something mindset. Oh, what am I forgetting? I literally read a chapter last night.
Mindset, or?
I think
growth mindset, maybe.
Something like that.
We're growing.
Something about growing and abundance. I forget it. But overthinking is like I forgot something about overthinking.
I think fear is the mind killer.
This guy reads it all. I need to get back into reading all these books, man. I'm not gonna lie, because my sleep schedule is kind of all over the place. I have to wake up.
Same.
Yeah, I have to wake up like 4:45, bro, to train these clients. So,
oh wow!
Yeah, it's a personal training. Shout out to all my people out there.
I never understand how people do that, but I feel like that does inspire me to want to get up earlier.
Bro, honestly, that's the thing too. Tough. Like whenever I have like a really solid client, like at 5 a.m. or 4:30, like good energy, man. I feed off of them. I could be like one eye open, like so tired, but they're like, "Hey, Daddy," and then I'm like, "All right, time to lock in." You know,
that's right.
You know, I need to feel the abundance, the good energy. You know what I'm saying? Because abundance mindset is it's okay. He's having too much fun. It was intentional.
I actually am having too much fun.
I'm glad you're having too much fun, and I'm glad you're here,
that I don't know, damages everybody's ears.
Don't worry, y'all. If you at that certain point, we'll put like a little disclaimer. You know, a little disclaimer. But now for our third talking point, and kind of just like wrap all this stuff together, because we've had great conversation so far.
Yes.
Living a life of purpose, man. Another P word. Purpose. P word. What does it mean for you, man, to live a life of purpose?
Ooh. Oh, that's a good question. You know, I think that so one of the things that like my parents and like sister and like my family sort of has like instilled in me like since I was like a kid was just always wanting to help other people. I think that that's something that like helping other people and being kind, I think is something that like I've always sort of tried to prioritize. I think that like that's something that really when I see like other people doing like, you know, very kind and like and supportive things like to their friends and like family and just even like strangers sometimes too, it's just like it always inspires me like to want to continue to be better, a better version of myself. And like, you know, I think that purpose for me like in this life, I think, is just being able to help as many people as I can. Wow. I think, and just sort of try to, which might be ironic that if I'm like working in entertainment, but I do think that because it's kind of cold.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's the tea though.
But I do think that that's something that's always driven me. Like for as long as I can remember, it's like that drive to like want to to help like inspire people, like to you know, to be better, to be a little kinder.
Yeah, I mean, bro, you inspire me a lot and always support me with my crazy dreams. Like I said, this guy supported me from doing the Squid Game stuff, doing the podcast, taking my headshots, even supporting me being a nightclub promoter. Like, and I barely knew, like, you know, like it's such a strange like combination of stuff. But you're like, yeah, man, count me in.
Absolutely,
count me in. And I'm like I said, Joe, just to preface, this guy doesn't even drink, so we got bottles, and he didn't even like.
Yeah,
like
it's true.
Yeah, it was so funny.
But it's always so exciting for me to like when I have friends and people that like that really kind of like take like that next step and keep like pushing too. Like it's just like it's any way that I can sort of like do anything to help people like along that path. I'm just like I'm so happy to do, and like supporting you is very easy.
Bro, that man, I might have to tear up. Yo, we can cover it right now. We can just like
It's true.
find them.
It's true.
Bro,
It's
I
true.
appreciate you genuinely from the bottom of my heart, man. It's crazy how we've known each other for a year, but like you said, like I feel
know.
like I've known you since I was in my diapers, to be honest with you. Because we also had so many different adventures. Like definitely a lot more to unpack eventually one day. Just to follow up with that question, my man, about fulfillment in life and purpose. How can we discover our purpose? And this is like basically to help the audience and everything, and live a more fulfilling life, man. Like how can we discover that purpose?
Yeah. Why don't you start?
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah. For me, honestly, that purpose, bro, I connect to my first P, passion, of course. My passion, honestly, is entertainment, man. I just really want to host my own show, inspire people, have a good time, have these conversations, talk about good stuff, laugh a little bit, maybe cry a little bit, all the emotions, because I feel like in this world there's just so much negativity, and we just need those beacons of hope. And there's a lot of good people out there like you, man. Your family, sister, shout out to her. She's gonna be on the show too. All the friends, everybody, it's just like, it's like that idea of like you are who you surround yourself with, and the fact that you hang around with so many positive, good people that have a lot of that abundance mindset, that are super intentional, man. It's super. It just rubs off in the best way possible, and just keeps me going during those tough days where like there's car trouble, there's this, there's that, and all that mumbo jumbo. But man, living a life full of purpose, it's beautiful because you don't count you don't count the days till whatever, you make the days count, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So I guess that's my take in it. That's my little namaste, arigato.
No, I agree. I think that being your circle is so important.
Oh, absolutely.
It really is, and like I think that like through that circle you can also like kind of begin to discover like what your goals are, what your purpose is, and everything. I think that it's and I feel very, very lucky that like I so when I first moved out here, I had met my friend Brian at a networking event. And,
shout out to networking events. Yeah. Well, that was LinkedIn, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah. Actually, if you're interested, there's a LinkedIn group called Young Entertainment Professionals.
Hey, man.
And it's a really great. It's a fantastic group, and it's meant to kind of like help people that are just getting started in the industry of entertainment, like into making connections, making friends. Whenever I feel like my sort of mindset when I go into a networking event is that I'm usually there because I want to like make friends, or like make new friends. And I was really lucky that like that first one that I went to, like when I first moved out here, I met my friend Brian at like the very, very end of the night. And then he introduced me to a couple of his friends the next week at like a comedy show. Wow. And then from there, like that's become like my like closest core group of friends like out in LA. And I think that also generally just like no matter where you are, like taking those chances of like it's like maybe there's like a party or something, or like there's a chance for you to meet new people. I think that it's just like it's so great if you can push yourself to do that, because you really never know what you're gonna find, and like it might take a while before you find people that like are your tribe, like the people that like that but I think that eventually it really works out, and like and it's beautiful, like, and it's amazing what you can do just by sort of maybe stepping outside of your comfort zone. Bro,
that tribe, I love that word, because it's like the tribe is such a beautiful thing, because it's literally people from different backgrounds come together as one. And
absolutely,
that's the thing. That's why I love traveling so much, honestly, because you can find your tribe around the world too. So absolutely. Like, don't limit yourself, y'all. Like, do your thing. Whether you move to a new city, get outside of your comfort zone. Whether you're introverted, extroverted, in between, hybrid, verted, or whatever. I don't know. I need a hybrid car because this gas is expensive. That's the thing. LA. These gas prices are crazy. Yeah, man. Finding your tribe, it's a beautiful thing, man. So I'm glad that you're sharing about that. You did find your tribe.
I did, and you guys too, of course. Yeah, and I think also I'll say too, because I definitely saw myself as more of an introvert when I was in like high school and like kind of growing up. I felt like I didn't. Like, and I have a lot of still like good friends and everything from like kind of my hometown too. Yeah. But I felt like it wasn't really until college that I met people that like kind of unlocked that like that side of me that was a little bit more extroverted. Because now I feel like I'm like I love being around people and just like kind of feeding off of like that energy. And so I think that like but I also think that even if you are an extrovert, I think that it's really important to also be able to take time for yourself.
I agree.
Because I think that like you can burn out from if you're spending like too much time. Like sometimes you just need alone time. And you need time to be able to kind of like just think and like be by yourself. And I want to make sure that, you know, that people know that like there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That it's like not every party that you get invited to, like you should like push yourself to go. Like, sometimes you need to just recharge.
Absolutely. And I think that's it's a word that always gets repeated all the time, but balance.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
yes. Oh,
you hear it everywhere, and like, you know, even though it sounds like it's cliche, there's a reason it's cliche, because it's super important.
Yes.
Whether it's like you going out there all the time and just staying in the whole time, you gotta find that sweet spot. And everyone's different, like you were saying. Some people like maybe 9 times out of 10 I have to go out, and then that one time I'm like, I'm just gonna watch Netflix or even take a nap.
Absolutely.
Even just take a nap.
Take
honestly.
naps, guys.
Honestly, shout out to naps, man.
Shout out to naps. I could never take naps before, but like more recently, I've been able to actually do it. But like they would always make me feel a little bit more groggy afterwards. Like I would always wake up and I would be like, oh man, I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah, no, it's tough, bro. For me, my sweet spot at least, bro. What I do is I put on my my Apple Watch, and I put on my the you know, the lamp that's near my bed over there.
Yes.
So it's like connected by Alexa, and then it has a timer, bro.
Oh.
So this is what I do, bro. I'm gonna put y'all on right now.
This is really cool.
I put a timer for 30 minutes for both of them, for the lamp and this thing, and I put this blackout curtain that you can just sleep out. Shout out Sleep Out. You're gonna sponsor us soon. Stop playing. Bro, because I love this apartment, but the lights over there, they just like are always on, you know, and then the sunlight always comes in, you know. So
totally.
If I ever take a nap, I'd have to put a pillow over my head, and not the best look. I don't want to get like zits. I gotta look good for the camera now, y'all.
You always look good for the camera.
Oh, thank you, man.
That always looks good for the camera.
Arigato. But so I put a 30-minute timer, bro.
Yeah.
I just close the door and try to just relax, because it takes me around like 5 to 10 minutes to fully like get into that knockout. So like 20 minutes of sleeping, 25 is like the sweet spot. If I get any more or any less, bro, I'm telling you, too groggy. Yeah. So the second the 30 minutes come up, the lights turn on and then it vibrates, and I'm like, I can get up. It's, man, y'all gotta try it. Like, let me know. Absolutely. Put it in the comments and everything, because it's, man, try it out, man.
That's awesome. I'm gonna take that advice. I think, because I honestly I really like. Sometimes it just doesn't work for me. Yeah,
but how long do you usually take your naps? Like, is it an hour long or 40 minutes? Like,
you know, honestly, I wish that I could say that I planned them.
He's honest. They're not intentional, but it's okay though.
I don't. Well, usually, but not when it comes to those. I'm just exhausted a lot of the time, and then I'll just find myself like 20 minutes. I'll wake up and I'll be like, was I asleep just then? But it's okay. It's okay. Try not to let that happen all the time.
It happens sometimes.
It does.
That's life. Life is unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But bro, man, I mean, life is unpredictable, and it's crazy how we've just met it's gonna be like our 1 year mark. 1 year anniversary, guys. 1 year anniversary. It's crazy.
That's so crazy to me.
It is actually crazy.
It's so that's so surreal. I feel like I feel like the word surreal has been like a great way to describe a lot of what I've experienced, like living out here. Because like being able to come out here, like to work, and to work at Universal, and then being able to meet such amazing people out here too. I feel like I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to put it into words, but it's just like it's something that like I never really thought was going to happen. You know, like I never thought that I was going to move out here, or that I was going to try living out here. So it is that like that surrealism where you're like, is this really happening? Yeah. And it's amazing. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, bro, it's a blessing, man. I'm glad that you said that, because I had that moment. I think I have that like every day. I think, because I'm just like smiling. I'm driving my car, because I didn't have a car before. You remember? So it's like the little things, like having the car, seeing the palm trees. I'm like, I'm healthy. I know. Doing my thing. Like sometimes I can't help it just to smile by myself. Bro. I'm like,
absolutely.
And y'all, honestly, I recommend y'all doing that, because you never know. Because life is so unpredictable. There's some days where you don't want to smile because there's stuff friend is doing and stuff like that. But smile when you have the opportunity, because you also never know who's going to see, and just give that good energy in the world. But
that's something too that I think that like if you can just smile at like strangers, like if you can, well, not in like a weird way.
Yeah, don't be like don't like that horror movie.
Don't be like the smile movie, like that. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
But I think that like sometimes people like you never know that like someone that like you've never met before might be having like a really rough day,
absolutely,
really rough time. And I think that like those sort of small things of like kind of being able to like just being able like to smile at someone and kind of just like it can really turn someone's day around.
Bro, I appreciate you, man. And Speaking of turning my day around, you really turned my life around, my man.
Oh my God.
Thank you for coming.
Is this over?
I know, bro. Yeah, bro. We're gonna Patreon coming soon.
It's
But bro, bottom of my heart, thank you again for coming today, and also can't believe 1 year. Cheers to many more blessings to you. Any like last words, advice you want to give to the audience to encourage them with life and anything?
Ooh, oh, that's such a good question. I feel
we
like
talked about a lot of good stuff today.
Yeah, I feel like I think about my parents a lot, like in sort of like a lot of the advice that like that they've kind of given to me like throughout my life, and like just sort of all the friends that I've made along the way. I think that like one thing that I'm really passionate about is I don't think that this is going to be a little bit random.
Okay.
But I don't think that like guys feel comfortable to compliment other guys.
Bro.
And I think that like it's just because also guys, we just don't get compliments a lot. Like, and it is kind of it's something that like I'm passionate about when I can. That like if I ever have like the opportunity to, that like I am trying to like actually like give genuine compliments like to to all of my friends.
Yeah.
But like I feel like we're sort of conditioned to like to just feel like, oh, like we can't like say like that, like, oh, like you look awesome, like or like that's a great
the little
shirt.
things
like, I love
like
that,
the
like,
flannels right here, man.
it's I think that it's just
beautiful,
something that's like it's just important to me too, because I think that like especially I feel like if I've ever gotten a compliment, like I just don't ever forget it. That's true. And it just like but that's kind of like a very, very small thing, but I think just like compliment your friends.
Yeah.
And if you really feel like passionate about like something, and like you think that you just I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling now.
No,
but like I think that like if you really like if you have that thought in your mind of like something that's positive, I just generally tend to just try to say it.
Yeah, lean towards this, letting it out. Honestly, don't keep it in a little box and keep spreading the love. And I love that you mentioned the thing with like a lot of guys, because now I think about it. Thankfully, I have a circle of guys. He's one of them right there that just show a lot of love and support and genuine compliments, man. Because especially growing up, it's just the guy way where it's like we don't talk about it, and then unfortunately, a lot of that's why majority of men they commit suicide, because that's also an element of that. So it's nice to find your tribe, especially of guys that like support you and everything that you do. So that's really great advice, man. Shout out to you, man. And where can we find you again on Instagram, bro? And TikTok?
Oh, yes. Okay. So, first of all, yes, just spread love out there.
Spread love, y'all.
So I'm at It's Brendan Hurley on TikTok and on Instagram. If you want to find me.
Yeah.
Come check me out.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything, a little singing, dancing, food reviews, all that stuff.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have you on another episode, bro. Maybe a collab.
Yes. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
The Patty Show and all that stuff. But you guys can find us at pattyshow.podbean.com. Patty Show Podcast. That's our ad at TikTok. I think Facebook also, and Instagram. And my new website, pattysetziati.com/podcast.
Oh,
you can find all that stuff over there, y'all. It's all blessings. And can't wait for our next episode. We're going to talk again about passion. But thanks for being a positive influence, bro.
Thank you so much for having me,
I appreciate you, bottom of my heart, man. I'm going to see you soon again.
Yes,
we're going to
absolutely
have a fun holiday season. And what more can I say but arigato. Arigato. Thanks to everybody for tuning to The Patty Show.
Peace.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of The Patty Show. I hope you had as much fun as I did exploring the crossing point of the 3 P's: passion, pleasure, and positivity. If you want to keep that Patty party going, you got to follow us on Instagram at Patty Show Podcast. Share this episode and leave a positive review. In the meantime, keep passionately pursuing your personal paradise. Arigato.